Hello everyone, my name is Cherie, and today I'm going to talk about the Hollywood Script Reader. Most of you may not know this, but if you send your screenplay to a movie studio or production company, the executives there are not going to read your script. What they're going to do is hand it off to a reader, someone who takes it home, reads the entire document, and then writes up a report called coverage. This was illustrated very well in the movie Sunset Boulevard. Sunset Boulevard is a movie from the 50s, directed by Billy Wilder, who also co-wrote it, and it concerns a down-on-his-luck screenwriter. There is a scene where Joe Gillis, our protagonist, goes to Paramount and talks to one of the executives there about getting his script, bases loaded, into production. So here's the scene. The door opens and Betty Schaefer enters, a clean-cut, nice-looking girl of 21 with a bright, alert manner. Dressed in a tweed skirt, Brooks sweater and pearls, and carrying a folder of papers. She puts them on Sheldrake's desk, not noticing Gillis, who stands near the door. "Hello, Mr. Sheldrake. On that bases loaded, I covered it with a 2-page synopsis. But I wouldn't bother." "What's wrong with it?" "It's from Hunger." "Nothing for Lad?" "Just a rehash of something that wasn't very good to begin with." "I'm sure you'll be glad to meet Mr. Gillis. He wrote it. This is Miss Kramer." "Schaefer. Betty Schaefer. And right now I wish I could crawl into a hole and pull it in after me. If I could be of any help." "I'm sorry, Mr. Gillis, but I just don't think it's any good. I found it flat and banal." "Exactly what kind of material do you recommend? James Joyce? Dostoevsky?" "I just think pictures should say a little something." "Oh, you're one of the message kids. Just a story won't do. You'd have turned down Gone with the Wind." "No, that was me. I said, who wants to see a Civil War picture?" So Sunset Boulevard is a great movie. It's one of my top 5. If you haven't seen it and you're a screenwriter, do yourself a favor. It's excellent. So anyway, Betty Schaefer played a script reader for the development department. And that is something that is just very common. And there was a book written that was called 500 Ways to Beat the Hollywood Script Reader. Great book, easy read. I would definitely recommend that. Now, what's my history with script reading? I actually did script reading as an intern for Roger Corman's company, Concord Pictures. Since then, it's had a bunch of name changes, but back when I was reading, it's called Concord, and what I would do is I would drive to the office, I'd pick up about 3 scripts, take them home with me, read them, and write the coverage. And then I'd take everything back and turn in the coverage. So coverage is usually about a 3 to 5 page document, and it starts out with the basics, the title, the writer, the genre, the page count, and the time and locale. Then it will state the log line. Log line is usually a 1 to 2 sentence summary of what the movie is about. Log lines are really important, and I'm actually going to do a separate video on them, so look out for that one. After that, there's going to be a synopsis of the screenplay, and then an evaluation. What was good, what needs improvement. It will go over the story, the concept, the characters. After the evaluation is just a basic rating. It's either going to get a pass, it's going to get a consider, or it's going to get a recommended. There also might be character biographies or budgets, but in general, the things I mentioned first are always in the document. As for the rating, I heard that if someone is actually signed with an agent or an agency, that the readers are not allowed to give a pass to those screenplays. They have to at least give it a consider, if not a recommend. I think that's kind of funny. Now you might ask, who are these readers that are judging my work? And in my case, I was someone who had come out of film school, just moved down to LA, and it was the first internship I got. So you aren't necessarily getting, professional screenwriters to read it or people who have made hit movies. It's kind of funny that, your fate, the fate of your script, lies in the hands of someone who may or not be qualified to actually judge it. A lot of times, readers will be assistants. I worked for the William Morris Agency briefly, and assistants were often given the job to take home scripts and read them and do coverage. So the moral of the story is make friends with assistants. Make friends with script readers. These are the people who will read your work initially, could become big fans, and could help you in the future. So good luck, happy writing, and hope you learned something.